Hi everyone. Um, Good evening and welcome to MONEYFEST 2023. Sorry, I'm having some issues with my electricity. I was hoping there'd be electricity because on a normal day we would have electricity at this time. But for some reason there is no electricity, and so I am just trying to figure out my way around lighting up tonight. So thank you so much for being here. The book boss, I can see you. David James, I can see you. It's amazing to see you. Um, we're just going to give a couple of moments for other people to join us. And while we wait, I will send a reminder to a reminder email rather to everyone who signed up. So if you have anyone who's supposed to be here, please tell them to head over to the YouTube page and joining tonight's session. Thank you for being here. All right. Hi, everyone. I just took a moment to actually just go send reminder emails and to direct people to join us via YouTube. I seem to be having some challenge with letting people into the studio via StreamYard, which was the platform I started using. So please join via YouTube. You won't miss anything. You haven't missed anything. You're not late. I can see that 11 people are already watching. I can see the comments. Oh, God, it's so good to see you. I can see my mom here. Thank you for being here. Kolade Jacob, I can see you. Thank you for being here. David James, the book boss. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's such a pleasure. Jessica, I can see you here. Thank you so much for being here. Um, Tonight is going to be pretty amazing because we are going to be delving into, preparing for 2023. And that is why tonight is tagged MONEYFEST 2023. Pardon my visuals. I had hoped that there'll be electricity, but there isn't. Regardless, we march forward because tonight is very, very important. So it's good to see everyone. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Oluwaseun Bankole, thank you so much for being here. It's a pleasure. Yes, StreamYard is full. Yes, patience. StreamYard is full, and that's why um I'm redirecting everyone to YouTube. However, nobody's going to miss out on anything. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. So, before we begin, while we wait for every other person to join us, I'd like you to tell me where you're watching from. Are you watching from Nigeria? Are you watching from the United States of America? Are you watching from your local government in your state? Are you watching from just Nigeria? Where are you watching from? Please type in the comments and let me know where you're watching from. Let's get to know the diversity that we're bringing as an audience. So I am here um presenting to you tonight from Jos, Nigeria in Plateau State. So it'd be great to know where you are watching from. So please let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to know where you're watching from. Amazing, Emeka Christian Nwaburu. You're watching from Jos, Nigeria. Amazing. You're welcome. You're welcome. Please let me know where you're watching from. When you come online, please let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to know where you're watching from. I'd love to know where you're watching from. Okay, I can see Food Priestess is watching from United States of Abattoir, just Plateau State. Juliet is watching from Kano, Nigeria. Wapcon, hey, Wapcon is here. Great to see you watching from Abuja. Mesoma is here. Thank you so much, Mesoma, for joining us tonight. Where are you watching from? Blue Impact. Okay, you are. Oh, amazing. Simon Teso Humble, it's amazing to see you joining from Makodi. Oh, Daniel, it's great to see you. Abuja. Okay, Oriflame by Jay is watching from Jos, Nigeria. Aha, Grace Raphael watching from Jos, Nigeria. It seems that my people from Jos are taking the lead. I'm so happy to see you guys here. Thank you so much for joining in. Okay, so it's 7:15 and I would want us to begin. And this is because we have so much to learn, we have so much to talk about, and I do not want us to miss any moment. Ruth, it's great to see you watching from Jos, Nigeria. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Oh, Christiana watching from Taraba State, Wukari. Amazing. Wow, we have such a wide range of locations joining us tonight. I consider it a privilege to be able to, be doing this with all of you. Tonight I'm thankful for the internet, honestly, because if we didn't have the internet, I'd be restricted to probably only sharing this precious knowledge with people from just Nigeria. So it's a privilege to be doing this with all of you. And trust me, I am super grateful. So there seems to be a lot of reflection in my glasses. So I'm just going to have to do this tonight without my glasses so that my glasses do not cause a distraction. So right away, um, we will begin tonight's webinar. We will begin tonight's webinar. And I welcome you once again to MONEYFEST 2023. I'm so excited. I'm truly, truly so excited because I have looked forward to tonight's webinar. I have prepared for it, and I am ready to bring the heat tonight. So let me just add slides, and we'll be ready to go. So welcome everyone to MONEYFEST 2023, and MONEYFEST 2023 is a finance webinar that is aimed at getting you ready to crush your money goals in 2023. It's ready to, you're just ready to crush your money goals, and I'm so happy to see everyone that's joining in. I'm trying to just see a few comments, a few more comments. So someone has sent me a private message saying they can't hear me. Let me see if I could figure that out. Let me see if I can figure that out. Let me see if I can figure out why it isn't working. Okay, so I'm just trying to get the person to see if their own network is good enough. Okay, so I have given the necessary instructions and we are good to go. So please ensure that your network connection is strong enough. So if you can't hear me, you can drop a message in the comments and then I'll see if it's something that I can fix from my end. So welcome everyone to MONEYFEST 2023. Like I said, MONEYFEST 2023 is a finance webinar that um is aimed at getting you ready to crush your money goals in 2023. Amazing. The book boss is watching from the city of Kano. Amazing. Amanda. Okay, so I'm having some issues with StreamYard, Amanda. So I won't be able to stop right now and try and fix that. So I would just plead that you try and follow through on YouTube and let's see how far we can get tonight. All right. So let's move on. Let's move on. So I want us to begin by reflecting a little bit on 2022. So it's a new year. We're in 2023, right? And it's a new year, and that's why we're having this webinar, because we are getting set to begin a new year. And a new year comes with its challenges, it comes with its new moments, it comes with amazing things. And it's always, because it is a fresh start, it's great for you to start well, because how you begin is, highly responsible for how you will end, if you will agree with me, right? And I want to believe that a lot of us want to end 2023 on a good note. And that's why we're here tonight, especially ending on a good note concerning our finances. Amazing. And so we're going to begin by reflecting on 2022 for a bit. Okay. So I know I can't see you, I know I can't hear you, but I'd like you to just take a moment to reflect on 2022 and ask yourself, how was 2022 financially for you? How was it? Was it good or bad? What challenges did you face? Did you set financial goals for 2022? And if you did you achieve those goals? Okay. And then, what money mistakes did you make in 2022? What money mistakes did you make in 2022? And are you starting 2023 debt free or in debt? My slides don't seem to be showing very well. I have no idea why, but let me try and figure this out. And how much did you save and how much did you invest in 2022? Now, these are questions that I want you to really, really consider. I want you to really, really consider, because it's going to impact how you progress with your finances in 2023. That's why it's very important for you to think through these questions. And reflection doesn't just take you backwards. What reflection does for you is that it also gives you a vision forward. And that's why it's important that moving forward, you are able to think about what you didn't do well and then think about how you can move forward. Very, very important. Now, I'd like to just do a brief introduction of myself so that you know who exactly is with you tonight. Okay, so my name is Christine, also known as the Money Mechanic. I am a lawyer. Um, I am a lawyer. Yes, I am a lawyer. I know it always shocks people when I say I'm a lawyer. So yes, I am a lawyer. I am the Chief Executive Officer of Shanti's Lens Media Consult, Busy Bee Honey, the Money Mechanic, and Rent with Us. I currently have 5 streams of income. I am passionate about teaching millennials and Gen Z's financial literacy so they can start their journey to financial freedom. And since 2020, I have engaged with over 500 young people virtually. I have held 7 online classes and taught at various events and summits. Now, why am I so passionate about financial literacy? Why? Why am I so passionate about financial literacy? I am passionate about financial literacy because about 4 years ago, my finances were a mess. And I'm sure that some of us can relate with this. 4 years ago, my finances were a mess. I had no savings whatsoever. I had no investments. And worst of all, I was knee deep in debt. Now, probably someone here watching or listening can relate with this. Now, for me, it was not that I was not earning at that point. I was earning. Okay, so that's out of the question. I was actually earning, but I had not figured out how exactly to practice healthy money habits. So even though I was earning, I had no savings. Okay, I had no investments, which meant that my money wasn't working for me. My money wasn't multiplying, and then I was knee deep in debt. So I was owing people up and down the place, right? And it was it was at the point when I realized how bad my finances were that I was like, you know what? If I don't get this right, it's not going to end well for me. And that was what pushed me to take my finances very seriously. Now, what did I learn? What important lesson did I learn from this experience? I want you to know that sometimes we face challenges not just for us to overcome, but for us to be able to share with others so that others can also overcome and learn, right? And that is why I am doing what I do, because I passed through that experience. Now, what important lesson did I learn from this experience? I learned that it is not wealth that brings financial literacy, but it is financial literacy that brings wealth. Very, very important lesson. Many times we fall into the trap of thinking that, oh, so it is when I have a lot of money that I'm going to learn about my finances. It's when I start earning that, million naira that I'm going to start saving. It's when I start earning 500,000 a month that I'm going to start investing. And then we keep on, failing at practicing healthy money habits. But the truth is, it is when you have financial literacy that wealth is attracted to you. And financial literacy, can be applied whether you are earning 5,000 naira or you are earning 5 million naira. What truly matters is how are you applying the principles to your finances. And the truth is, it's even good when you start practicing healthy money habits when you are or when you have little money, because the tendency is that when your finances grow, you are going to do even better. That's the idea. You're going to do even better with your finances. So that was the important lesson that I learned from my own personal experience. So, what really is financial literacy? What is financial literacy, and why is financial literacy so important? Now, financial literacy, first of all, is the possession of the set of skills and knowledge that allows an individual make informed and effective decisions with all of their financial resources. Now, I want you to take note of 2 things. I want you to take note of the fact that Financial literacy is, first of all, a skill, and second of all, financial literacy is knowledge. Now, I like to point these two things out, and this is why. A skill is something you can learn, right? Nobody's born with a skill. Okay, so it means that if I want to start making shoes, I can go and learn how to make shoes and then become a shoemaker, right? And then have the skill of shoemaking. Am I right? Now, it's the same thing with financial literacy. It is a skill, which means that you can learn that skill. And that's why you're here tonight, right? Now, secondly, it is knowledge. Now, skill and knowledge, when you possess the skill and the knowledge of financial literacy, what does it help you do? It helps you make informed and effective decisions with all of your financial resources. Now, you can see that I'm not saying that it helps you make informed decisions with all of your money. Why? Because finances are not restricted to money, like to the money that you can feel and you can see and you can touch. So your financial resources are not restricted to money. Your financial resources extend, beyond money. They go to the assets you have. Okay, your knowledge is a financial resource. If you have landed property, it's a financial resource. If you have precious jewels like gold and diamonds, it's a financial resource. Your network of friends and people that you know is a financial resource. I hope you get my point, right? So now what financial literacy helps you do is that you are able to now make informed and effective decisions with all of your financial resources. Now, I like this definition by the National Financial Educators Council. It defines financial literacy as possessing the skills and knowledge on financial matters to confidently take effective action that best fulfills an individual's personal, family, and global community goals. Now, if you can hear me, please drop the nuggets that, you know, will I say stand out to you in the comments so that I know that I'm not just talking to myself. Since I can't see you and I can't hear you, it would be great to interact in the comments. Don't worry, my sights are set on the comments as well. So, in summary, I like to say that financial literacy is what enables a person to make money, to spend money, to keep money, and to multiply money. And this is the point where I emphasize that financial literacy is only complete when a person is making money, spending money, keeping money, and multiplying money. I hope we're together on this. So, when a person is able to make money, multiply money, keep money, spend money, okay, then financial literacy is complete. So it's a cycle, okay? It's a cycle. It's a cycle. And so if you're not making money, spending money, keeping money, and multiplying money, then there's a problem. And what financial literacy does is that it helps you to keep the cycle flowing. It helps you to keep this cycle, complete. Let's move on. I'm so excited about tonight because I have so much to share with you guys. So now, why do you need financial literacy? It's always important to know your why so that you're not just doing things haphazardly. Okay? It's always important to know your why. Now, what is your why? Why do you need financial literacy? Now, you need financial literacy, first of all, because money affects every area of your life. Money affects every area of your life. You must understand that money affects every area of your life. Secondly, you'll be able to know how to make money, spend money, keep money, and multiply money with financial literacy. Thirdly, you will be able to take charge of your life. Now, who doesn't want to be in control of their life? I mean, I do, right? So, with financial literacy, you're able to take control of your life. And I know what it feels like to feel like you don't have your life together because your finances are a mess. And back to the first point, the fact that money affects every area of your life. Guys, you can't take this for granted. When I say money affects every area of your life, I'm sure you would agree with me. Money affects your standard of living. Money affects even the kind of food you eat. So the difference between you who just eats one meal And then someone who eats has like a buffet at every meal is just what? Is just money. The difference between someone who is able to go to church and give an offering and someone who's not able to is money. So money affects every area of your life. The standard of healthcare that you receive differs because of money. So money affects every area of your life. And for you to be able to take charge of your life, then you need financial literacy. The fourth reason why you need financial literacy is that you will no more be a burden to others. So you can see that a lot of people who are burdens to others is usually because of matters of money. So it becomes like you're a parasite because you're always asking for money. You always have to beg for money. You always have to be like, how far now? I beg, find me some urgent 2K. But then when you have your finances together, you will no more be a burden to others. If you are financially empowered, the nation will be financially empowered too. So there's the ripple effect of empowering the nation. And finally, you will be able to plan for your future. Now, who doesn't want to be able to plan for their future? I mean, we all want to be able to be in control of our future, right? At least to a large extent, right? So you will be able to plan for your future with financial literacy. Moving on. Now, the aim of this webinar is to help us plan ahead um, of our financial journey in 2023. Now, a lot of pitfalls could be avoided with a good plan. A lot of us ended, 2022 running on empty, in debt, victims of Ponzi schemes and other financial issues because we started the year without a plan and continued it like that. Having a plan for your finances helps you to be intentional about getting your money right in the coming year. And my desire is that after this webinar, we are able to manifest so we can manifest. Please, if you get this, can you drop it in the comments? Just say, we're here to manifest so we can manifest. We're here to manifest so we can manifest. I really, really desire that you're able to get your money right, because that will really affect how you manifest in the different areas of your life. So the idea is that after this webinar, you should be able to manifest so you can manifest. So please drop it in the comments. Say, I'm here to manifest so I can manifest. I'm here to manifest so I can manifest. Let me see you drop that in the comments. I am here to manifest so I can manifest. Let me hear you. Let me see you write that in the comments. I'm here to manifest so I can manifest. I'm here to manifest so I can manifest. Glory. All right, so let's move on. Moving on. What is financial planning? Now we are getting to the juicy part of tonight's session. What is financial planning? What is financial planning? What is financial planning? Now, buckle up, buckle up, buckle up, buckle up. If you have your writing materials, it's time to write. What is financial planning? I'd like to pause here and say that it's important for us to plan, because when you don't plan, it go choke. That's all I can say. It's gonna choke for you, right? So it's really, really important that you plan. And I'm hoping that this will give you clarity. And like I said, it's amazing and beautiful that we're doing this at the beginning of the year, because this will set the tone for the rest of the year. I want to just share a little testimony before I continue. I totally forgot to share that email on my slides, but I received a very, very touching email. Sometime at the end of 2021, I think on the 29th, I what did I do? Yeah, I I did a webinar like this. The webinar obviously was not MONEYFEST, but it was a financial planning webinar. And a few people showed up, and that was it. It was a free webinar. And then someone sent me an email, and she was literally thanking me. This is a year later, right? She sent it to me at the end of 2022, so a year later, and she was just, thanking me for that webinar and how it helped her with her finances, and helped her have a clearer vision of her finances. And I'm hoping that that is what is going to happen to a lot of us here. Yes, so Sound Chef say I dey manifest, make I manifest. Chee! I love it. Okay, so let's move on. Let's not get carried away. What is financial planning? Oh, my slides are, I don't know what's going on with my slides. My slides oh my goodness, they keep the words keep they keep cutting off, and that's a problem for me. Sorry guys, let me see if there's something I can do. Let me see if there's something I can do with if there's something I can do with my slides, because okay. Okay, so my slides don't seem to be cooperating with me, but it's fine. All right, so simply put, financial planning is the process of creating a plan for the success of your finances. Okay, so this plan is to be actionable and smart. Now, according to Kevin Voigt, a financial plan creates a roadmap for your money and helps you achieve your goals. So it's a popular saying that a goal without a plan is just a wish. Therefore, it is important to have a plan for your finances. So it's not enough to wish riches upon yourself. It's amazing. And I always say this, like, it's great that we think positively. It's amazing. It's wonderful to think positively. It's beautiful to think positively. It's amazing to think positively. But then if you do not put in the work, your thinking is kind of useless, right? Because yes, thinking is great, but you got to, put action. You got to apply pressure, as I would like to say, right? And that's why we are here learning how to plan our finances. So it's not enough that after tonight we plan. I expect that as you plan, you take action on your plans. So what is financial planning again? Someone says it is planning. Planning is bringing the future into the present so that you can do something about it now. So we're trying to bring our future into the present so we can do something about it now. Moving on. A financial plan is usually threefold. Okay? So it usually has three components. That's the point. First is, where are your finances currently? Okay? Then what are your money goals? And then what are your strategies to achieving those goals? And tonight we're going to be reviewing our current finances. We're going to set our goals, and we're going to talk about strategies to achieving these goals. So a good financial plan contains details about your streams of income, your cash flow, your savings, your debts, your investments, and other parts of your financial life. Financial planning is not just for the rich and wealthy. I think that this is a stereotype that we must break. We must stop thinking that, financial planning, investing, they're only for the rich and wealthy. And a lot of us have fallen into that trap where we think that financial planning is just for the rich and the wealthy. But then, if you think like this, then what you're saying is that, house building is just for the rich and wealthy alone, which is a lie, right? Planning for your financial future should be something that everyone engages in. And you can choose to do this on your own or with the help of a professional. And tonight, I am the professional in the house, here to help you plan your finances for 2023. Now, let's talk a little about what SMART goals are. SMART goals, because everything that we're going to be doing tonight is going to be based on the idea of setting SMART goals. So what are SMART goals? SMART goals are goals that are specific, that are measurable, that are achievable, that are realistic, and are time bound. So first things first, when we talk about specific, we are answering the question, what do you want to do? Now, I would pause here and say that this strikes out any goal that sounds like my goal is to become rich this year. Becoming rich this year is not a goal, guys. It is not a goal. So if your New Year's goal or New Year's resolution was to become rich this year, I hope that I'm able to change your mind tonight. But saying something like, I want to be able to earn 1 million naira this year is a more specific goal. Saying something like, I want to save 50,000 naira by the end of the year is a specific goal. So when you say, I want to save this year, it is not a specific goal. It has no actionable characteristic to it. Secondly, your goal should be measurable, and this answers the question, how will you know when you have reached it? So you should be able to measure the success of your goal. So for example, take the example I gave. I said I want to save 50,000 naira by 31st December 2023. It means that by the time I check my savings account balance and I have 50,000 naira, I know that I have achieved my goal. The third thing is achievable. Is it in your power to accomplish it? Now, this is where you gotta be, you gotta be realistic about setting your goals. So say you earn 50,000 naira a month on average, or you're an NYSC copper, and your allowance is 33,000 naira, and you have no other source of income, yet you set a goal and say you want to save 1 million naira in 2023. Unless you have some other way of doing it, if you are going by just the income you have, then it is not an achievable goal. So it is very important that your goals are achievable, that you set goals that are within your power to accomplish. The fourth thing is that your goals should be realistic. Can you realistically achieve it? So it's the same thing, it goes hand in hand with achievable. And finally, is it time bound? So you should be able to say that I want to be able to do this by this time, or between this time and this time, I should be able to have accomplished this. Moving on. Why is financial planning important? The first reason is because money affects every area of our lives. The second thing is, permit me to be wrong on this one, money is often the cause of most of our problems and also the solution to it. Am I right or wrong? I read somewhere where it says money is like the one of the biggest causes of like marital problems. I don't know how true that is because I'm not married, but yeah, I don't know if that's true. If that's true, if there's anyone that's married in the comments, please, you can tell us if that's true. The third reason why financial planning is important is because it allows you to take charge of your finances so that you can become intentional about its growth, and it enables you grow your assets and meet your future goals. Let's move on. How do we engage in financial planning? Now we are going into the crux of the matter. How do we engage in financial planning? The first thing is know your net worth. And I'm going to take time to explain. Now, the reason I am taking my time is because one cannot do without the other. I'm not just going to come here and dump, go do this, do this, do this, do this. There are fundamentals that you need to grasp. And one fundamental thing that you need to grasp is that you must know your net worth. And your net worth, let's move on. Your financial goals, we're still going to talk about it. So let's just move on. Your net worth is simply knowing your financial health. Okay, so you need to be able to know how healthy are your finances, and you know this by calculating your assets and your liabilities. Now, you must understand that your net worth is not the amount of money in your bank account. Your net worth is not the amount of money, excuse me, sorry. My okay. Great. Your net worth is not the amount of money in your bank account. So, let's explain the two components of the net worth calculation. The first one is assets. Now, what are assets? Assets are things of value, things of value that you have. And things of value could range from land to stocks and shares to real estate, buildings, to your knowledge, to gold, silver, diamonds, to the money in your bank account, to the inventory in your business. So, for example, let's say you're a shoe vendor and you have like 100 pairs of shoes that you haven't sold yet. For your business, that becomes an asset. For someone like me who is a photographer, my equipment are assets to me. Okay, so things of value, things that bring you money. Okay, things that bring you money, those are what you consider as assets. So I cannot consider my weave on collection as an asset, because as I wear them they depreciate in value. I cannot consider my shoe collection as an asset to me, because as I wear them they depreciate in value. And secondly, unless I am a shoe vendor who sells shoes, my personal shoe collection does not add any money to me. I hope you get that. So you have to be very specific when you are identifying your assets. And if you are thinking right now as I'm speaking and realizing that you have no assets, then that is a red flag. That shows you that you now need to step up your game in increasing your assets. Now, what are liabilities? Liabilities are the monies that you owe. So who do you owe? Are you owing anybody money? Did you buy something on credit? Did you borrow credit from MTN? Did you buy, a phone on credit? Did you borrow money to travel? Did you borrow money to go and flex? What are you owing? Are you owing school fees, hospital bills, house rent, office rent? Your liabilities are the monies that you owe. Now, to know your net worth, you should be able to calculate your assets in monetary form, add them up together, calculate your liabilities, add them up together, and then minus your liabilities from your assets. That's when you will truly know what you are worth. That's when you will truly know how healthy your finances are. And 4 years ago, when I did this calculation, my net worth was in the negative. And let me tell you what this meant. This meant that even if I sold the so-called assets I had to pay my liabilities, they would have not been enough. So, some of us may find ourselves in in those shoes, and that is just a red flag. What that's telling you is that you have been wasting your money. I'm sorry to use the word waste, but wasting your money acquiring liabilities and not assets. And it should always be the other way around. Your assets should always be higher than your liabilities. So, why is it so important? Like I said, when you know your net worth, you're able to know and understand your financial health, know whether your finances are in a good place or not. Okay. And you now know, okay, do I need to build my assets more? Are my liabilities drowning my assets? What do I need to focus on more right now? You also have clear insight into your financial liabilities. This means that you know who you owe, how much you owe them, and its impact on your net worth. So identifying and confronting your debt is the first step to dealing with it completely. Okay, that's the first step to dealing with your financial issues completely. So you must identify and confront your debt. Now, this is very important, right? Because a lot of us don't understand the gravity of the money that we owe. Many of us don't understand the gravity of the money that we owe. And so we think that, oh, we're probably just owing 10,000 naira, until we sit down and we actually take stock of our debts. And that's very, very important, because debt is very dangerous. So you think that you're just borrowing 5,000 naira from somebody, you're borrowing another 10,000 here, and then you're just borrowing, 2,000, just an urgent 2K. I just need to sort something out and I'll pay the person back. But by the time you realize, you have borrowed so much money. So debt is very, very, very deceitful and very dangerous. So you must be very careful, not to take that for granted. So let's move on. Now, I mentioned that there are steps to engaging in financial planning, right? Now, the steps that we're going to be taking is, after we know our net worth, we're going to plan for our saving, we're going to plan for our spending, we're going to plan for our debts, We're going to plan for our earnings. We're going to plan for our future. We're going to talk about insurance, and we're going to talk about what happens if we die. So stay tuned and let's go together. All right. So let's talk about planning for saving. It's important to plan for saving. It's important to plan for saving. So this is a very, very important component in financial planning. So, for example, now when I was taking my time to plan my finances for the year, the first thing I did was calculate my net worth. I do that at the beginning of every year. I've been doing that for 3 years now. And what that has helped me do is I'm able to see whether my finances are growing or not. And I'll give you a practical example. Um, in 2021, I calculated my net worth. It was good, amazing, great net worth. Then in 2022, I calculated my net worth, and guess what, guys? I had almost doubled my net worth from 2021. Yes, I doubled my net worth in 1 year. And what does that mean? That means that my assets doubled in 1 year. So it's very important that you start by knowing. You need to know, where am I right now? Like, make I know my current situation, you understand? So that I really know what the issue is. So that's why you must never overlook, don't skip the net worth calculation. I want to encourage you to do it. Tonight, take time, calculate your net worth, and know where you're at so that you know what you're planning for. Then the first thing you're to plan for 2023 is plan for your saving. Plan for your saving. Very, very important. Now, why is planning for your... Okay, I can see. Let me just look at the comment. Blue Impact says nothing hurts more than knowing one stands in the red with assets profile. I beg, whatever you do, avoid company or association with people who are red on the assets. Your life go curve. No be lie. No be lie. All right. So going back to planning for saving. Now, it's very important that you plan for saving because, like I always say, saving will save you. I wish you can see my shirt because that's actually what my shirt says. Oh, the camera is not going to let you see my shirt. But my shirt, what's written on my shirt is actually saying saving will save you. Why? Because emergencies are a part of life. And you must be ready for these emergencies when they come. A lot of us fall into debt because we have not put aside money for the rainy day. We have not thought about the fact that an emergency might come. So instead of us, getting ready for the rainy day, we're busy spending our money up and down. Then when a rainy day comes, we start to borrow money up and down, right? And then we don't even have the money to pay back the money that we are borrowing up and down. And so the cycle of debt continues. Now, to set smart saving goals, there are 4 components. The first thing, you must identify what you're saving for. I always encourage that you identify what you're saving for. Why? Because it makes you more intentional about it. So you must ask yourself, this 2023, what are the things I'm saving for? You must identify them. Am I saving for rent? Am I saving for school fees? What am I saving for? What am I saving for? Secondly, how much do I want to save? So if, for example, you're saving for rent and your rent is, let's say, 100,000 naira, you identify that this is how much I need to save. Then thirdly, for how long do I want to keep saving? How long do I want to keep saving? Or how long do I want to stretch this saving? Do I want to save for the first 6 months of the year for this? Or do I want to save from January to December for this? You need to ask yourself that question. Then you must ask yourself, at what interval and how much do I want to save at every interval? Very, very important. At what interval do I want to save and how much do I want to save per interval? So what does this mean? This means that you must be able to identify, okay, I want to save. So let's start from the beginning. I want to save for rent. I want to save 100,000 naira for rent. I want to save for, let's say, 10 months from January. So maybe my rent is due in October. I want to save till October. Now, I can't say that, okay, I will save 10,000 naira every month from January to October. making 100,000. I can also say that I will save, what other interval? I could divide that money into, I'm trying to divide it into, you could say, okay, I will divide that money and save it daily. How much will now that amount to if I'm saving daily? So this now informs how your consistency works with that particular saving plan. So let me give you another example. Do you know that if you save 300 naira every day for 350 or 360 days or so, you will have about 100 and something thousand? Did you know that? Yes. So I'm sure that if you have an app like PiggyVest, you can automate it and say, okay, I'm going to set a goal on PiggyVest and I'm going to save 300 naira every day for this particular time, and I want to amount to this amount. Do you know that if you saved 1,000 naira every week, you'd have about 52,000 at the end of the year? Saving, the key to it is intentionality and consistency. It's not the amount. So many times we get carried away by the amount. So we're saying, 100,000 is so much. How and when will I finish saving 100,000? But then you've not tried breaking it down into smaller bits. When you break it down into smaller bits, the goal is more achievable. And just to encourage you that you must not get tired even when the goal is looking big. It is the consistency that matters. And then as you plan for your saving this year, ensure that you are saving in multiple places. In multiple places. Don't just save in one place. It's always commendable that you save in multiple places. Why? So that you don't mix your money together, so that you are able to track your savings progress. So you can save in a traditional piggy bank, you can save on apps like PiggyVest, Cowrywise, you can save in your bank account, you can join Asusu, this one that they do, you can join cooperative, different things. Just make sure that you have money in different places. Then importantly, have an emergency fund. An emergency fund is very important because an emergency fund is supposed to step in when you have emergencies. And many of us are not prepared for emergencies at all, at all, at all, at all. So if your phone now should fall, God forbid, and the screen should break, can you just walk into the market on Monday morning and purchase a new screen? Are you ready for emergency that might come? And then finally, automate your savings as much as possible. Automate your savings as much as possible. As much as possible, see that you're able to automate it, because what automation does is that it does the job for you even when you don't feel like it or even when you don't remember to. And that's why anytime I see an alert that PiggyVest is taking my money, I'm like, these guys are so disrespectful. But you know what they're helping me do? I will forget. But they now put in a system where my savings are automated. Let's move forward. We've talked about planning for your saving. Now let's talk about planning for your spending. Now, when we talk about planning for your spending, what are we saying? We are saying that as you are looking, or you are planning for the year, you should be able to plan even how you will spend your money. So this now includes using a budget. I know Nigerians don't like budgets. We don't like it. But I say it with my full chest that you know what a budget does for you? It keeps you in control of your finances. So, instead of wondering where your money has gone to, you're able to direct your money where you want it to go. You understand? You know that Sabino's picture? That's Sabino's picture where his hand is like this. That's exactly what a budget does for you. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see me. But yeah, I was trying to show that Sabino's picture where his hand is literally directed. That's what a budget helps you do, okay? So a budget helps you to direct your money where you want it to go to, okay? And then organize your money using multiple bank accounts. Now, one thing I always do, even at the beginning of the year when I'm doing my financial planning, is I actually I call it matchmaking. Okay, so I matchmake a bank account to a particular thing. So I have a bank account that I use for my day-to-day finances. I have a bank account that I use, to save for emergency funds. I have a bank account that I use for my each of my businesses has a bank account, and then I have a bank account for money that I save for investments. I have a bank account for money I save for personal development. I have a bank account for the different areas of my life. I have a bank account where I save for the rent of my studio, that kind of thing. What this helps me do is that it helps me to organize my finances so that they are not messed up together. Some of us fall victim of we put all our money in one place. Then we begin to wonder, oh, how much is that? You now become confused. So your business money is in the same account as your personal money, as your everything money, as your emergency money, as your flexing money, and then you can now go and flex, and then you don't know when you've now overflexed, and then you now passed. You understand my drift, right? Yeah. And then thirdly, in this year, plan to keep a record of invoices, bank statements, receipts. Sometimes I don't know how many of us look at our bank statements when the bank sends it to us. I don't know how many of us, but that thing is very, very crucial. If you want to know what you use your money for, go to your bank statement. In fact, if you're somebody like me that uses my USSD very, very well, I can tell you with my full chest that most of my money goes to credits and data. Just look at your bank statement. You will see that is either your money is either going to data, credit, food, or even transportation, right? Depending. So financial planning includes being able to plan for your spending, being able to track where your money is going to. Now, somebody may be asking, you are saying money mechanic, you are saying let us use a budget, but we don't know how to create a budget. Well, if you are creating your templates, your budget templates from scratch, then I can advise that your budget should contain the following: transportation, food, utilities, toiletries, data and airtime, savings, investment, tithes, offering, and free will giving. Then you can add other things. These are just the components. Now, why are these components here? Because these are the things you need for survival. You must always know that when it comes to spending, your needs must always come first. Many times we fall victim of attending to our wants first. And then when we now finish attending to our wants, our needs are neglected. I hate giving this example, but it's kind of relatable, right? So how people say, more, some people are slay queens, they come out slaying, but some of them don't have food to eat at home, some of them don't have cream to rub, and all of that. Some of them don't even have soap to have their baths. It may sound funny and we may laugh about it, but a lot of people are victims of that. So you see people holding expensive phones, you see them driving like expensive cars, but then you go back to their homes and their basic essentials they do not have. And that's very dangerous, right? Because it means that you can't even take care of yourself. You're neglecting your needs. So your needs must always come first in your budget. So let me go to the comments. Duval says, wow, I'm so glad I'm here. I'm so excited that you are glad that you are here. Blue Impact says, I started making provision for emergency funds in 2017. Even though I bend a lot of financial principles, I do not joke with emergency fund. Amazing, amazing. I'm so glad. And I hope you continue in that stride. So let's move on, guys. Another way for you to budget your money, you could use the 50-30-20 rule. Now, the 50-30-20 rule states that you can use 50% of your money, divide 50% of your money and use it for needs, use 30% for wants, and 20% for savings. So this is one way that you can also divide your finances. Now, plan for your debt. We've talked about planning for your savings, planning for your spending. Now plan for your debt. Now, what is debt? Debt is money that is owed to someone, money that is owed to something. It could be an institution, a company. It could be a loan app. A lot of Nigerians can relate with this. People just randomly calling you and telling you that somebody has collected money and you should come and pay the money and all of that. So yes, that is debt for you. And then I'd like to say that borrowing money to pay back debt is never the way to go. In fact, what this does is that it leaves you swimming even in more debts. How do you deal with your debt? First things first, make a list of your debts. Make a list of your debts. Who do you owe and how much do you owe them? Make a list of your debts. Who do you owe and how much do you owe them? I am sure that some of us on this live tonight, we need to make a list of our debts. Like, we need to make a list of our debts. Sit down and write. I owe Madam Ginika 5,000 naira. I owe Mr. X 20,000 naira. I owe this one 500,000 naira. Sit down and write down your debt. You see, you won't confront your problem until you identify it. Very important. So some of us need to know the gravity of what we are in so that we understand how serious it is that we must take our finances very seriously. Okay? Then secondly, arrange them according to priority. So which one is most important? Which one is life threatening? Which one is time constrained? Arrange them according to priority. Then set a deadline to pay each debt. Now, when I've said this before, and people have challenged me, like, why should I set a deadline? What if I don't have money? You know what that attitude does to you? It makes you nonchalant about paying your debts. When you just sit down and say, I don't have money, so why should I set a deadline? You become nonchalant about paying your debt. So it's very important that you set a deadline so that you can begin to work towards it. You see, what goal setting does, right, is that it does something to your mind. Your mind now begins to think about, how can I figure this out? How can I pay this debt? How can I deal with this? Okay. And then draw up a plan to pay each debt. Draw up a plan to pay each debt. Now, your plan should be one that includes who you owe, how much do you owe them, when do you want to pay them, how much do you want to pay them, what interval do you want to pay them. I'm going to repeat that. Your plan to pay your debt should be, who do I owe, how much do I owe them, how much do I how long do I want to take to pay them, how much do I want to pay at each interval. And yes, what interval do I want to use? So say, for example, you owe someone 60,000 naira and you want to pay them back in 6 months. That means that you could either pay them 10,000 naira at the end of every month, or pay them 5,000 naira at the beginning of every month, 5,000 naira at the end of every month, and do that for 6 months, and you're done paying 60,000 naira. I hope this makes sense. So it is up to you, but make sure there is a plan. What this does is that it sets your mind in motion. Then finally, pinpoint any triggers that lead you into debt. So I know that for me, one trigger that led me into debt was compulsive spending. Naturally, I'm a compulsive spender, even though I now have it under control. But I used to be a very compulsive spender. So because of compulsive spending, I would always run into debt. So I had to pinpoint that that was a trigger. So I had to learn that even when I saw something that I really liked, I had to exert self-control. And that has kept me from debts a lot of times. Okay, Teresa is asking, would you advise we don't borrow at all, most especially if you're using money to invest in a business? Okay, so when it comes to borrowing, you would see that I said that there is good debt and bad debt. We're talking from the perspective of personal finance. So I would always say that when it comes to spending money on yourself, don't borrow money to maintain your lifestyle. It's very, very risky, because you are borrowing that money for to maintain your lifestyle, and you can't even maintain the lifestyle. That's why you're borrowing the money. So why are you borrowing the money? Because of course you can't pay it back, right? But when it comes to your business, if necessary, you can take a loan for your business. However, always have a plan. Always have a plan. That's why no bank will give you money without ensuring that you have a way to pay back. So you must have a viable product or service that actually will bring you money before they give you money. And that's why they also ask for assets to come in as collateral, so that if you're unable to pay, they will take your assets and they could sell it off and use the money to pay back the debt. So yes, you can borrow money for your business, But there are certain things that you must have in place before you do that. Plan for your earnings. We've talked about planning for your savings, planning for your spending, planning for your debt, and now we're talking about planning for your earnings. Planning for your earnings. Now, this is where we talk about where are you earning money from? How many sources of income do you have? At the beginning, I said I have 5 sources of income, right? Yes, I do actually have 5, if not more. And that's because it's risky to have only one source of income. Think outside the box. I don't have a problem if you have a 9 to 5 job. It's great. Very great. At least you have something coming in at the end of the month. Amazing. Perfect. But don't stop there. You know why? Because you can wake up one morning and your company is shut down and you're out of a job. Or you can wake up one morning and there can be COVID part 2, God forbid. But remember what COVID did, right? Because of because of COVID, a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people couldn't go to work, right? You can just wake up and your boss just goes on a firing spree and fires you, right? Is that not true? You must be ready to have other sources of income. That's the only way you're going to be able to be ready. I'm saying ready again because that is the only way you're going to be ready. You can't have Duval, I'll be uploading the video to the YouTube channel so you can watch it there. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So think outside the box. Now, how does this come into financial planning? Some of you may be asking. Because you must plan and ask yourself, how much do I want to earn this year? I don't know. Has anybody thought about it here? Blue Impact, how much do you want to earn this year? If you are hearing me, can you tell us? How much do you want to earn this year? There's anyone that wants to share how much they want to earn this year? My money book isn't close by, but I wrote my figure down. Oh my dear. Okay, my money book is a little far away from me. I think I can't really pinpoint where I dropped it right now. Oh, it's far away from me, but I would have shown you how much I plan to earn this year. It's in millions of naira. Yes. But you know why I'm asking you to think about how much you want to earn this money? Because you will it will influence the ginger you will use to look for money this year. That's just it. Because I don't know which other English to speak. And how can we plan for our earnings? The most important part, by creating a palm tree model. By creating a palm tree model. I don't know if any of us here has heard of the palm tree model before. For some of us, it might be a new concept, and I'd like to just quickly teach you about the palm tree model. Now, everybody knows a palm tree, right? The really tall tree with like long branches, right? A palm tree. Now, I want you to think about the palm tree and then think about the different branches, will I call them branches or leaves, as your sources of income. Now, think of your sources of income. Now ask yourself, if I were a palm tree, how many branches will I have? Will I have 1 branch? Will I have 2 branches? Will I have 3, 4, 5, or 6? And if I only have 1 branch, this is January 2023. Between now and the end of 2023, how many branches at least should I have? I always recommend that you should have at least 2 sources of income. At least 2. So that when one fails, your life does not shut down. So my question to you is, what are you earning from currently? How much did you earn last year? How much do you want to earn next year? And how can you achieve this goal? Now, what a palm tree model does for you is that you first of all evaluate what you are earning now, how much you now want to earn throughout this year, and then how are you going to earn it. And how you find this out is by evaluating what are the the services or products that I offer under this particular source of income, and how much can I make from it. So let's say, for example, I am a photographer, which I am, and I want to create a palm tree model, and one of the branches of my palm tree is my photography business. Right now, what my palm tree model will have me doing is I'm going to evaluate under my media business, what services do I offer. I offer photography. For weddings, I offer photography, photo shoots. Portrait photography and wedding photography are my two niches. And then I also offer videography, right? I also offer training services. Okay. I rent my studio space. 5. Okay. I rent my equipment. 6. So just that business alone has 6 ways I can earn from that business. Then what I'm going to now do is give myself a target. I'll say, okay, this year I would want to shoot 10 weddings. I want to have at least 50 photo shoots. I want to be able to rent my space, my studio space, at least once every month for 12 months. I should be able to rent my gear out at least twice every month for 12 months. I'm just bringing out these figures off the top of my head. I should be able to teach at least 10 students in 2023. Then, when I bring out my goals for this particular business, and I'll start putting figures to it. If I'm going to shoot 10 weddings, on average, one wedding should cost at least maybe 250,000. It means that if I shoot 10 weddings this year, that is 2.5 million. Now, if I say, okay, I'm going to do photo shoots for people, and on average, one photo shoot should cost 10,000 naira on average, times 50 photo shoots, that's what? 500,000. That's already 3 million naira from this business alone. Then I say, okay, from renting my studio, let's say I rent it 10,000 naira per hour. I want to rent it at least 50 times this year. That is 500,000. Do you get my drift? Now, what this does, what you are doing right now, is making a financial projection for your earnings in 2023. And what that will now happen to you is that in 2023, you're going to be working with that target. So you're going to be seeing, how can I book 10 weddings this year? Do I need to up my game, in advertising? Do I need to start approaching brides? Do I need to do like a promo? How do I get to shoot 10 weddings this year? That's what having a projection for your earnings does for you. Ebube is asking, is monthly allowance counted? Yes, monthly allowance is counted because it's a source of income for you. All right, let's move on. This image says, think of your income as a table. If you have only one leg to support the table, on this side, on the left side, then on the right side, you have multiple legs to support the table. On the first side, if one leg breaks, the table collapses. On the second side, if one leg breaks, the table will wobble, but it will not collapse. Okay? Now, think of your life and the legs as your income streams. You need to set up yourself with multiple income streams so that your life does not collapse when one fails. Plan for your future. Now, this is where we talk about investments. We are getting towards the end of our webinar tonight, so start getting ready with your questions. Okay, so plan for your future. Paninga, it's good to see you. Plan for your future. And how do you plan for your future? You plan for your future by investing. Now, what is an investment? An investment is something that is purchased with money and that is expected to yield profit for the buyer. This is where we talk about setting investment goals. Now, your money should never be kept idle. Your money should be working for you. So aside your active income that you get from your salary, your money should not be kept idle. You should have put your money in something that is working for you. Treasury bills, agri-tech, stocks and shares, forex, real estate, mutual funds, business, joining an investment club. Just make sure that your money is working for you. Now, what are the 6 things to know before investing? 6 things to know before investing. Know yourself. The G stands for your goals. What are your goals as a person? What are your personal goals? What are your financial goals? What are your investment goals? Then, what is your risk profile? Yeah, crypto. Yes, oh my goodness. Yes. Crypto is another thing. These are just examples I was giving. Your risk profile. Risk profile, we're talking about how much risk can you take? Are you a low risk taker? Are you a high risk taker? Are you a medium risk taker? Then your assets and your liabilities. How much assets do you have and how much are you owing? Remember, we talked about assets and liabilities. Then know the investment. You must do your research. You must not go into any investment without researching about it, without learning about it. Okay, very, very important. Then you must know your flexibility. How do you want to be? How flexible do you want? How your flexibility in the investment? Do you want to be an integral part of the investment, or do you want to just give, put your money in an investment that can be working for you while you do your other things? You must know your experience. How experienced are you in investments? Are you an experienced investor, or are you a learner? Are you starting off? And when you are starting off, remember that that is when you must now get someone to teach you. Then know the track record of the investment. Does it have a good track record? Do they have a track record of keeping their word, or are they people that run away with your money? Know the security. Okay, do they have security for your money? How is your money insured? All right. Plan for emergencies, get insurance. I know that this is something Nigerians don't really do. Talk about insurance, we're like, yeah. But insurance is one way to plan for emergencies. So, I mean, there are, very funny enough, I was researching and I saw that there are insurance plans that you can do it as little as 1,200, 2,000 per month. And they have good insurance plans where if you are involved in an accident per adventure, they're able to take care of some of your hospital bills. If your house is involved in a fire, you have some kind of remuneration, for being in such a position. So insurance, are you covered? That's the question. Then plan for your death. I know it's a dicey topic when we talk about death with Nigerians. If I just say plan for your death, now they'll say, God forbid, God forbid, God forbid, God forbid, God forbid. But the truth is, that's the way everyone is gonna go. We're gonna die. We're all gonna die at some point in our lives. And writing a will, trust me, I'm a lawyer and I know what I'm talking about. Writing a will has nothing to do with wishing death upon yourself. What you are doing with writing a will is that you are preparing for your family and for your assets. How do you want them to be shared after your death? Okay, so that you don't have people fighting over, especially if you're someone who wants to have money. Okay, so plan for your death, write a will, consider doing this in the nearest future. This is all part of financial planning. Now let's talk about mistakes to avoid in 2023. First, not learning about your finances. That's a mistake. When you don't learn about your finances, it's gonna choke for you. That is what I'm gonna tell you. It's gonna choke for you. And then having no emergency fund, very, very dangerous. And then spending before you save. That's something that a lot of us fall victim of. We spend before we save, and that puts us at risk of having nothing in the end, failing to track your finances, and forgetting your goals. These are money mistakes that you should avoid in 2023. I'm trying to wrap this up so I can take your questions, and then we can call it a night. Now, I said there was gonna be a bonus, and the bonus was I was gonna share a couple of tips with small business owners, and I'm gonna get right to that. So, tips for small business owners. The first tip is have a business plan. I don't know how many of us started our business with business plans, but you know what your business plan is basically is that what a business plan helps you do is that it gives you a direction for your business. What you're doing with your business plan is that this is like the roadmap I want to go with my business. This is where I want my business to be, in a couple of months or in a couple of years. This is the direction I am taking my business. And this gives you an idea on how to run your business, so that even when people come into your business, you use that plan to direct. So if you're working alone or you're working with a team, you use the business plan to direct, the team, to make sure that the business goes in the right direction. Secondly, create financial projections. I have just taught you guys the palm tree model. Now, This is something you should do with every of your businesses, because, and trust me, I have done that. So I'm not telling you what I haven't done. I've done a palm tree model for all of my businesses. I do that every year. I do a palm tree model for all of my businesses. It gives me an idea of what I should be planning for my business. And it also now begins to push me to think about how I can reach those goals with the finances of my business. Then keep track of your cash flow. This is very important. Cash flow is king in every business, right? And what is cash flow? Cash flow basically is how money comes in and goes out of your business. So you should be able to keep track of your cash flow. You should know how money comes in and comes out or goes out of your business. So that is why it's very important that you keep record of your business finances. A lot of us fail to do that. So people make purchases, they patronize our business, we just collect the money, give the service, and they go, and we go our way and we just spend the money. We don't. So if I ask you now, how much did you make last year in your business? You're just like, I don't know, maybe 500,000, maybe 200. I don't know. That's a very wrong thing. You should be able to know when your how much your business is making, how much it is spending, what is the profit, what is the loss. When you keep track of your cash flow, you are now able to know, is my business making profit? Is my business, going at a loss? Then have a separate business account. Very important. Never merge your personal money with your business money. That is very, very dangerous. Don't merge your business money. Don't merge your business money with your personal money. It is very, very dangerous. I'm telling you, I've done it before. I've made that mistake before. It is very dangerous. Make sure that your personal money is separate from your personal money should be separate from your business money. Then pay yourself a salary. Why? Because when you pay yourself a salary, you will stop taking money at random from your business. And many of us are victims of that. I have also been a victim of that. I know these things are not easy, but baby steps and you will grow. Get a financial advisor. Don't try and do things on your own, especially if finances are not your strong point. If, especially when your business starts to grow and money begins to flow in a lot, you should get yourself a financial advisor. Use a budget. Yes, for your business, use a budget. You should be able to know what are the recurring expenses in your business and how do I plan to fund them every month. This is when you know whether your business is making profit or loss. Some of us, because we are using our personal money to fund our business and the business is just staying afloat, we think the business is making profit, but no. First of all, you shouldn't be using your personal money continuously to fund your business, because that means your business is not making profit. Then be sensitive to times and seasons. You must know and understand times and seasons when it comes to your business. Your business may not thrive in all times and seasons. I'll always give this example that an umbrella seller will definitely not thrive in Hamatan like he will thrive in rainy season. It's very important to understand times and seasons. And when you understand times and seasons, it will affect how you run your business. So if your business is something that especially is affected by times and seasons, then you must be ready for the times and seasons. Okay. As we conclude, I'd like to say that if you do not plan for your finances, there is no magical way your finances will improve. It is not wealth that brings you financial literacy, but it is financial literacy that brings you wealth. It is not wealth that brings you financial literacy, but it is financial literacy that brings you wealth. Now, I would like to thank you for listening tonight. I hope it has been worth it. I wanted us to spend just 90 minutes on this session, and I think I did well. The streaming timing shows we've been live for 1 hour 27 minutes, and I think this is good timing. So, as I just blab on and on about a few things, please drop your questions in the comments, and I will take a couple of questions, and then we should wrap up in the next 10 minutes. However, I just wanted to say that I have an offer for anyone who's interested. I am thinking of taking on 10 people in 2023 who are willing to subscribe to a paid plan to have me as their financial coach for a whole year. And this will have us meet once a month for an hour and just discuss finances. I will be your financial coach for an entire year of 2023, and it's gonna be like pretty affordable. And I am thinking of giving that away for 12,000 naira for the entire year of 12 months. And this is just something that's on my mind for anyone who thinks that they need someone to kind of hold their hand throughout 2023 with their finances. And if you think you fall into that category, or you want to, you just need some hand holding with your finances this year, you can definitely hit me up after the webinar and let me know that you'd want to take this journey with me. I'd only be doing this for 10 people, and that's just it. So who has a question for me? Anybody with a question for me? I am here to answer your questions. Thank you for listening. Yes, my email address is there. Talk to the money mechanic at gmail.com. If you want to email me, you want to find me on Facebook. Oh, there's a mistake there. Christine Ishapibe Bishiba. But then we actually have a page on Facebook called The Money Mechanic. So you can just search me up. If you're not following the page, please follow the page. I'm always putting out helpful content there, and I'm sure you would love it. On Instagram, I am The Money Mechanic _, and the website is www.themoney-mechanic.com. So you can reach out to me on either of these platforms. So I don't know if you have any questions. Okay, Shea is asking, how do you save when you have a debt to clear? Okay, so you see, the thing with saving is that when you are saving, that's why you're, first of all, you're saving, you're setting a goal for your saving, right? And even though you have debt, it doesn't mean you cannot save. What this means when you have debt is that your strength of your saving will be minimized because you are now dividing your income in between saving and paying your debts. I hope you get my point. Now, what I'll advise in a situation like this is you might need to step down the amount of your saving, but don't take away saving entirely. Don't take away saving entirely. You might need to step down the amount you are saving and then carry whatever is left over. So say if you were saving 20% of your income before, you might need to now step it down to 10% so that you can use the remaining 10% to clear off your debts. But what I'll always advise is, as you clear off your debts, try not to go back to your debt, because that's what happens when you are in debt. You're now also affecting other areas of your finances. So even if you are earning an income, your income is still going back into paying debts. So debt is a very tricky thing. Diana is asking, how do you save when there's little or no income from your business or anywhere? Okay, so I always say this. When you're having financial problems, there are two solutions. The first solution is you either reduce your expenses, or the second solution is you increase your income. So if you are saying there's little or no income from your business or anywhere, then that means you need to increase your earning capacity. You need to increase your ability to earn. But then again, right, there's also the issue of reducing your expenses. Many times we are actually using our money for things we can do without. Like, there are things you can do without, but some of us, we feel like we're gonna die if we don't have those things. You must understand that you're not just saving for now, you're saving for the future. And you may likely, not even likely, you must practice delayed gratification for this to work. You must practice delayed gratification. You must practice delayed gratification. And that's where you have to be able to make the sacrifice to save. Now, if you remember what I said when I was talking about saving, I said that the key to saving is consistency, 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 and intentionality. So, first of all, when it comes to saving, you must be consistent. Now, remember, I'm not talking, if you've been hearing me talking about saving, I've not mentioned anything about the amount of money you are saving. I've not mentioned because it's not about the amount, oh, it is beyond the amounts. It is actually how consistent you are. So you might be saying you want to save 1,500 naira, every month. It may seem like a lot, but do you know that if you were saving 30 naira, sorry, if you were saving 50 naira every day for 30 days, you would have saved 1,500 naira? So when it comes to saving, it is a journey. It is you don't finish saving. You don't arrive with saving. You keep on saving. So if right now you are earning little income, then the little income you are saving, find something little in that income and save. Then ask yourself, how can I increase my income? Are you getting my point? So it's either you are reducing your expenses or you are increasing your income. Okay, so the book boss is asking, can you share some insurance companies we can start using? I would have to make that compilation and send to you because this is going to be a live broadcast. I will not want to call names here for personal reasons. I usually would not like to call names. I would like to do that at a private moment. So if you could send me an email, then I'll be able to pass that information across. Matthew, it's so good to see you. So you're in my DM. All right, I'll look forward to that DM right after we're done. Okay, so Oma is asking, how do you do business as an introvert? Business exhausts me mentally always. Now, thank you for this question. I want to say here that not everybody is cut out to have a business. I don't know what you've heard, but in my experience as a serial entrepreneur, I started business when I was 10, guys. So I think I've had a fairly good amount of experience. Business is not for everybody. Okay? So I don't want you to feel pressured to start a business. And I don't want you to also think that business is the only other way to earn money. And when I mean business, starting a business, that's not the only way to earn money. There are other ways you can earn money that don't have to do with marketing or having to start a business. Now, that is why I am saying you must leverage. If you remember, I said leverage. There was one of the slides. I said leverage on. Oh, why? I said leverage on, sorry, my slides seem to misbehaving. But yeah, I said leverage on your interests, leverage on your passion, leverage on your knowledge, leverage on your challenges, and leverage on your skills. So for example, the money mechanic, which is me, I teach financial literacy. I started teaching financial literacy because it was a challenge I was able to overcome. So I'm using my knowledge to teach. Simple. Do you understand? So leverage on your interests. So my answer to you is, if business exhausts you mentally, look for other things that you can do to earn you more money. You can invest. You can learn forex. You don't have to interact with anybody. If you learn forex, you can put your money in other investments that you don't necessarily have to interact with people. Okay, so it's really up to you. Okay, are there good paying side hustles you can recommend? Yes, definitely. I mean, side hustles. There's affiliate marketing. You can be a virtual assistant. And I know that that's good paying because I have a virtual assistant. So yes, it's a good paying job. There are remote jobs as well. You have drop shipping, you have digital marketing, and then there are platforms where you can teach certain things that you know very well, and you can earn money from that. Okay. Um,
And then another side hustle I know a lot of people are not really talking about is agriculture. And I'm not telling you to go and be a farmer, but there are so many ways you can earn from agriculture. I have actually been thinking of doing a, I don't know, a post or something on that. But there are so many ways you can earn from agriculture aside farming. You can be a middleman. You can send produce for people who are in Jos. You can send produce from Jos to like other parts of Nigeria where this produce is very expensive. You can dehydrate some of them, package them, send them overseas. You can make, step them down into other products. You see people mix things like sweet potato flour, Irish potato flour. You can have dried strawberries, have dried okra, have dried a lot of things. You can deal in grains. You can have a poultry. You can deal in rabbits, start farming snails, mushrooms. There are a lot of things you can do. So agriculture is something that people are sleeping on, and it is a venture that will never be out of style because people will always want to eat. Okay, Zaya is saying, I'm interested in you being my coach. Amazing, Zaya. Thank you so much for your interest. Just send me an email and we will continue the discussion from there. Okay, I don't know if we have more questions, but I would like to let everyone go so that you can have a restful night. I'm sure you've heard my voice so much. I don't want you to start dreaming about my voice. So we should start to call it Rabs. Okay. Yeah, Blue Impact. Thank you for this uncommon opportunity. Mechanic have been blessed. Thank you, Blue Impact, for being here. You were very, very interactive in the comments, and I truly, truly appreciate your time and your insight. Diana, thank you so much for being here. Paninga, yes, one recommended side hustle. Apprentice may not immediately pay in cash, but you can pay so much as time progresses. I do not disagree. I do not disagree. I know that some people feel like, oh, I don't want to work for someone, and all of that. But when you are an apprentice, what you're doing is that you're learning from someone who already has experience. And yes, like Paninga has said, it may not pay immediately, but it will pay in the long run. So you must, think about why, you want to learn what you're learning. But any successful person, even me, I was somebody's apprentice when I was learning photography. I always tell young people who come to learn, when I tell them for them, when we're like shooting and everything, and I'm asking them to carry lights, I always joke around and I tell them that I carried light for somebody, oh, and then we would all laugh. We would all laugh, right? It may sound funny, but it's true. I carried light for somebody. And that taught me a lot. And now I'm able to teach others. Okay, so Ediale says, I strongly believe in using your skill to earn. I totally agree. So, what skill do you have? That's why I said, think outside the box. What skill do you have? What knowledge do you have? What challenge have you overcome that you can help others with? You see people, when you see people say they want to, they want to help others lose weight. If you listen to their story, many of them either struggled with their weight for a long time and they were able to overcome, and then they became weight loss coaches. Do you understand? So don't limit it to what you know. Okay, you have skill, you have knowledge. You see this knowledge, this your brain, now money just there. Oh, if you don't understand, like your knowledge, what knowledge do you have? I always said this thing. Have you ever thought of just being a consultant with the knowledge you have? I will end by telling a story. Um, I remember a lady I knew. Um, she loved looking good. She loved looking good, always looking good. She was always looking good. Like she was just always looking good. She loved to dress up. She loved to look good and all of that. And long story cut short is she ended up becoming a personal shopper for people who loved to look good. Okay. So you may think that this is just something I like, but you don't know that it may become something big for you. So she actually, helps people who have a lot of money, who want to look good but don't know how to, put the things together. She dresses you up and she gets paid for it. So I mean, there are so many things you can do. All I'm just saying is don't restrict yourself. Don't restrict yourself. Okay, if you have knowledge about a particular thing, build yourself in that knowledge, become an authority, and you can even just be consulting alone and you make your money off of that. Okay. Um Christabel, you're here. Oh my goodness. Great to see you. So, yes, business is not for the faint hearted. You must be ready mentally, emotionally, and physically. It is not for the faint hearted. It is not. Okay. Miriam, a virtual hug. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Nella says, thank you so much, ma'am. I've learned a lot. Excited to put it all in action. Amazing. Ariel, thank you so much for being here. You are welcome. Thank you for your time. Ibube, thank you for your time. Mary, thank you for your time as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. Peace. I'm expecting you in my DM. All right. So, my people, my people, my people, I think that this brings us to the end of tonight's session. I wanted to take a couple of pictures of the good reviews I am seeing. I am so excited. I'm seeing so many good reviews. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I am so glad to see everyone being so excited. Please, I will want to see I want to see your feedback as the year goes by, whether you sign up with the coaching program or not. It doesn't matter. You can always send me an email to let me know how your finances are progressing, and I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much. Zil, it's so good to see you. I am glad. Thank you so much. Jemima has been here. Thank you so much. I'm glad you loved the session. Ediale doesn't want me to go. I should teach some more. Don't worry, we'll have many more webinars in 2023. And I am preparing something for my business owners. I am actually thinking of doing a webinar for just business finance. So I'm getting ready. I am doing my press ups. I am, learning a lot so that when I come and you fire me with your questions, I'd be ready to answer you. Webcon, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, guys, I am excited to have brought you to the end of MONEYFEST 2023. I am hoping that we manifest this year so we can manifest. Thank you so much for being here. Sheye, thank you so much for being here. Okay, guys, I love you all. And as always, I'm sending you lots of love. I'm sending you lots of lights and a sprinkle of money in between. Have a great year ahead.